And we welcome you to San Antonio, Texas, where the UFL Week 8 will conclude with a big-time matchup as the San Antonio Brahmas are back home to take on the Arlington Renegades. The Brahmas with a lot to play for today, keeping their eyes on the prize as they run out of the tunnel, ready to take on the Arlington Renegades to wrap up Week 8. St. Louis clinched a playoff berth in the XFL Conference earlier today. What does that mean for this game? It means there's a lot on the line for the San Antonio Brahmas. A win today, and Wade Phillips' squad clinches the XFL Conference playoff berth. If they win out, they clinch the #1 seed. Joel Platt, a lot on the line for the Brahmas today.
Let's go above and beyond, brought to you by Jersey Mike's, and we start with the opposing quarterback for the Brahmas, Luis Perez for Arlington. He's the leading passer in the UFL. 47 points last week for the Renegades. They just had an offensive explosion. They were terrific, in particular, Perez throwing the ball. Now, on the Brahmas side, it's really about their run game, and Lovett has been terrific for them. John Lovett is the second leading rusher in the UFL. If you go back to the Week 5 win that the Brahmas had over these Renegades, they ran the ball all over the Renegades. 178 yards in that game. That needs to continue here today at home if they want to lock up that playoff spot.
The head coach is Bob Stoops of Arlington, Wade Phillips of San Antonio. A win today for San Antonio, and they clinch a spot in the postseason. Arlington, the XFL champs a year ago, reduced to a spoiler role, trying to stave off San Antonio's opportunity for the postseason today. Puka Williams is the deep man for the Brahmas. As the home team, they get to choose, and they choose the football first. Jonathan Garibay kicks it off, and we're underway in San Antonio. Puka Williams from the 10-yard line. Williams, a little sidestep to get to the 35, and he stopped there. Now let's take a look at the players to watch as this one gets started in San Antonio.
You know, you look at this offense, and you look at John Lovett, who we just talked about, a really tremendous running back, second leading rusher in the league, and Cody Latimer. And Cody Latimer at tight end for them. He's 6'3", 222 pounds. But what I love about him is that he's got that ability to flex out because of his wide receiver background. When he came out of Indiana, he was a wide receiver. Defensively, Vic Beasley, we all remember, first rounder in the NFL a few years ago, led the NFL in sacks 1 year. Donald Payne has been terrific. He's the leading tackler on this Arlington team, and this Arlington defense, they've got their work cut out for them to stop this offense that ran it all over them in Week 5. It will be Quentin Dormady, who is going to be the quarterback for the San Antonio Brahmas. Last week, he did not finish all that well, only 1 of 11 after starting 9 of 13. So it was Kevin Hogan who actually came in relief, trailing 12-3 in the fourth quarter. But they'll go back to Dormady here. Played his college ball at Central Michigan. He has got to stay clean as it relates to turnovers, Kev. That's been a bugaboo for him. 8 turnovers in his 4 starts. There's Kevin Hogan on the sideline. And guys, a Hogan with that type of stash, yeah, brother.
He's a hero. There's no doubt about that.
Ready, go!
Dormady to work. First down from the 35. And the handoff to Lovett. We talked about John Lovett. Had 95 yards and 2 touchdowns against Arlington the first meeting, and San Antonio wants to lean on that ground game, Joel.
Yeah, they really do. In fact, in the next week, that was Week 5. In Week 6, he had a UFL record 153 rushing yards. That was in a game against DC. Now, they ended up losing that game. But this Brahmas team, they are based on the ground. They need to get that ground game going early.
The pistol, Anthony McFarland gets his first carry. Talking with Wade Phillips before the game, he told us you're going to see a lot of Anthony McFarland today, former 4th-round pick of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, he's back after being injured for a few weeks, and you're exactly right about Wade Phillips and his excitement about getting Anthony McFarland back. In fact, what he talked about is the explosiveness and the ability to take it the distance, that home run ability. That's what McFarland has, is the speed once he finds a seam to take it the distance.
First down and 10. Lovett back in there from the 45-yard line. And Lovett the carry again. Tries the right side and finds 3 yards on first down.
This defense for Arlington, this is a defense that has struggled this year. I mean, just putting it bluntly. They're 7th in the UFL in terms of rush defense, and they've got to find a way to be more stout at the point of attack. Because the problem that happens for Arlington is because they don't stop the run, they have to commit resources from the second level. There's Jay Hayes, their defensive coordinators, and when they've got to bring those safeties down, that's when they start getting beat over the top.
2nd and 7. Dormany's going to the air for the first time. Checks it down to McFarland. And McFarland, there's that explosion. McFarland down the sideline. A blocker in front. And McFarland will take it all the way in for a Brahmas touchdown. What a start for San Antonio.
That's that explosiveness that we were just mentioning with Anthony McFarland on the outside. It's just a check down. Credit Dormady for getting through his progression. Watch his eyes. You're going to work the entire field. Good coverage down the field, so he does what he's taught to do. One hitch, 2 hitch, and he's like, I got to get this ball out. He just dumps it to his back, and McFarland does the rest. He makes the linebacker miss. That was Donald Payne, and Payne can't bring him down, and then there's the Jets right there. Look at that. Good speed from McFarland. It's exactly what Wade Phillips was looking for with McFarland back in the lineup.
Longest play of the season for the Brahmas, 52 yards. And an opening drive touchdown in a game the Brahmas need to win to clinch a playoff spot.
I thought we were down a receiver. He pulled you because I thought we were missing a receiver in this thing, Calvin, and then there's a...
So Kevin Hogan in now at quarterback on the 1-point try. Kirkland in motion. And the handoff up the middle to Morgan Ellison, who plows in for 1 and a 7-0 Brahmas lead.
Good job. Let's go.
What a start. Anthony McFarland back. Quentin Dormady happy with a touchdown pass to give the Brahmas the early 7-0 lead at home. Join Underdog Fantasy to get in on the UFL action. Scan the QR code to learn more. All smiles on the Brahmas side. A 7-0 start to this one on the 52-yard touchdown pass to McFarland. Now Luis Perez and the Renegades get ready to go. Alongside Joel Klatt with Jake Butt on the field, I'm Kevin Kugler. Great to have you with us in Week 8 of this UFL season. Brahmas with a win, clinch a playoff spot in the XFL Conference.
They played like it on that first series, didn't they?
No doubt. Juan Manigo is the deep man for the Renegades. And Manigo from the 10-yard line. Manigo tripped up shy of the 30. And let's take a look at the players to watch on this side of the football.
Offensively for Arlington, you've got to pay attention to Javante Payton. He's a guy that they get a lot of targets to. He had 4 catches for 82 yards last week. Sal Cannella, their tight end, he leads the UFL as far as tight ends go with his 32 receptions. And then defensively for San Antonio, Kayvon Payton, excuse me. This is a guy that can get after the quarterback. And then Beckett at that linebacker spot. He's also a tackle machine, 51 tackles on the year. And this is a defense under Wade Phillips that is an excellent defense. One of, if not the best defense in the UFL.
3 of the 4 top tacklers in the league on this Brahmas defense. Perez to the air on first down, and he wants to take a deep shot. Got a man out there. Drops it in, and it's taken out of his hands by Bo Pete Keys on the coverage of Javante Payton.
Well, they had the step. Perez gets the defense that he wants. This one coming right at you. Our sky cam is behind the defense. There's the crosser over the middle of the field, and then he's trying to take the home run top off the defense. That ball got to the hands of the wide receiver, and that one's got to be hauled in. Javante Payton, it looks like his concentration was broken up by Keys as Keys was coming over the top with that arm.
Second down, off the play fake, quick toss over the middle, and Tyler Vaughn's with the catch for Arlington. Seventh in the league this year in receptions, and Luis Perez tops in the league in passing yards and completion percentage.
And I think his best trait, though, is his ability to be safe with the football. 10 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. That's the best touchdown to interception ratio of the starters in the UFL.
First down at 10, and the first handoff to Devion Smith. And the former Michigan Wolverine out near the 43-yard line. Last week, Luis Perez was outstanding, Joel. 296 yards and 3 touchdowns as they finally broke through and got that first win, a big win over Memphis.
If you look at their start to their season, they were winless. They were 0-6, and in those 6 games, they had averaged about, what, 15 and a half, 19 and a half points. And then all of a sudden, they explode for 47. They scored on their first 3 drives of the game. They scored touchdowns on 6 of their first 9 drives of the game. They just were an efficient, well-oiled machine.
Second down at 6. This is Peyton trying to get to the edge, and he cannot. There's Tavante Beckett, one of your players to watch, Joel. Beckett into the backfield with the tackle.
Well, Beckett flies around and he's fast. He's only 5'10", but he's 220 pounds. And he's all the way in the backside of this defense, and look as he goes all the way across the formation off of that pitch fake. He's not fooled, and he gets into the backfield. That's a beautiful job recognizing what was going on the offensive side, and Beckett was there for the TFL.
First third down of the drive coming up. That's not been a problem this year for Arlington. Over 51% conversion rate on third down, the best in the league. Got to get the snap off quickly, and they just get it off in time. Perez with all day to throw, surveying the field, and it's intercepted. Picked off on the dive by Bo Pete Keys. And Keys, with Sal Cannella on top of it, brings it down near the 40-yard line. But Luis Perez with all day to throw, and he throws the pick to Keys for Keys, his first pick of the year.
Keys made the play on that opening attempt down the field. He broke it up, and then he gets paid off with an INT. Perez has only thrown 3 this year. That's his 3rd right there. We'll see if he actually caught that one when we come back.
Today's game is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. And by T-Mobile, America's largest and fastest 5G network.
Well, that last interception was reviewed and overturned. Here you see Bo Pete Keys definitely did not get those forearms under the ball, hits the turf, so it will be a 4th down for Arlington. This is what the quarterback saw Luis Perez. There's Sal Cannella, the tight end. And as Cannella is working in the middle of the field, right here it's scramble rules. And that's when Perez thinks he's going over to the left side, and Cannella breaks his route off and goes back to the right. That miscommunication put the ball in harm's way. And Arlington is lucky that that one wasn't intercepted.
So Marquette King will punt it away with Stevenson from the 5-yard line. Stevenson, a little crease, and he's tripped up as he gets to the 20-yard line. 7-0 San Antonio as we say hello for the first time to Jake Butt on the field.
Yeah, guys, just to go back to that interception and the miscommunication with Sal at tight end, that's something that Travis Kelce does really well. Of course, Travis Kelce's the best tight end in football, but even more so than that, it's Kelce's relationship and trust with his quarterback in Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, that's something Sal and Luis Perez are still trying to work on, and one of the challenges of the football calendar and structure of the season here in the UFL.
Yeah, just not the games or the reps that you're going to get between the two. There are formations and concepts that Kansas City runs, you know, with Mahomes and Kelce, with that run right there off the right side. That was McFarland for about 4. But Jake, to your point, there are times when they line up and pending the coverage, it is literally a schoolyard, hey man, I'm coming to you, like, just get open.
By that time it was like,
and that type of relationship is so unique because of the reps that they've had. If you try to replicate that here in this situation like the UFL between Sal Cannella and Luis Perez, it's very difficult to do.
No, ready, go.
Second down and 7. Dormady to the sideline, incomplete. Big third down coming up early for San Antonio. A.J. Smith with the play call.
Give me this. Okay. Give me trips left, red 14. Trips left, red 14.
Trips left, red 14. On Moon, ready? You're staying in. Ready, go.
7 wide snap. Dormady over the middle finds Cody Latimer, his tight end. And Latimer across the 30 with a first down.
Hey, how about the strength from Latimer? Jake, you've got to love this. The tight end, who was a former wide receiver, by the way, and he catches this short of the chains, and then he just muscles his way beyond the line to gain.
Well, Joel, speaking of chemistry, you notice how Cody Latimer kind of felt that he was running a shallow route, but him and Dormady were on the same page because Latimer kind of geared it down and sat in that zone. Dormady put it on the right shoulder, and they were able to move the chains.
On first down, draw play McFarland, and McFarland an ankle tackle as he is dropped after a couple by Story Jackson.
Yeah, and Jake made a great point there about that first down catch. And this is, you young wide receivers and tight ends out there, you've got to understand your role in understanding the defense. And what Jake was just talking about is that as a pass catcher, if you see zone coverage, you've got to settle down in those zones and in those open spots. If you see man coverage, you've got to run and create separation and beat your man.
Second down and 9. Dormady to the air, looking down the sidelines, and it is caught on the sidelines, falling out of bounds. An outstanding grab by K.D. Cannon to keep both feet in.
I tell you what, K.D. Cannon with an unbelievable adjustment on the outside. It's going to be on your right, that right side of the screen. I thought he was throwing to that corner route, and it was an overthrown ball, but it was actually underthrown to K.D. Cannon, who makes a great adjustment.
And then they hustle up to the line, get the snap off to Lovett, and down to the 35. Didn't give Bob Stoops a chance or anybody else to make sure that these feet were in bounds.
Yeah, there's control, and he does have it, and that was close because he's just trying to pin it against his wrist as his backside comes down. So control, 2 feet and a heel, and he's got his right cheek. Don't worry, guys. Right cheek was down, in bounds. We're good.
And Dean Blandino in our control center saw that right cheek all the way. Didn't even need to review that. Second and 9. Dormady back to the air again. What a throw to Cody Latimer inside the 15, and he rumbles down to the 11. That's an outstanding toss and catch from quarterback to tight end.
And Jake, this is exactly what we were just talking about. How about this relationship? He senses the defender on his back, so he continues to run through that defender, and now the quarterback throws it out in front of him. Beautiful job.
And that's what makes him so dangerous, too, Joel. You were talking about his wide receiver background. I played with him for the Denver Broncos. He's a wide receiver, extremely fast and athletic. And now moving him as a tight end inside, he gets those matchups against linebackers and safeties, whereas you see right there, he just blows right past them.
Ready, go!
31 catches this year for Latimer with the 2 today. The handoff to Ellison, a little burst and twisted down near the 6-yard line. Second down from there, and A.J. Smith with the call to quit Dormady.
Mayday, go strong right, Denver wham. Strong right, Denver wham.
Strong right, Denver wham. On Moon, ready? Ready, go!
Ellison stays in on 2nd and 5 in the backfield. Ellison gets it again and tripped up as he gets across the 5. That's a good tackle, diving in to make the play from Miles Dorn. Let's listen in on this third down call from A.J. Smith to his quarterback.
Ace left, H on, red roll, Z frog.
Ace left, H on, red roll, Z frog. On Moon, yep. Red roll, you secure the edge.
He asks his back to secure the edge. That usually means he's trying to block here, and he's trying to get on the edge.
Ready, go!
There's the edge that he rolls towards, throwing to the back of the end zone, and a little too tall. He was trying to catch up with Marquez Stevenson, and now 4th and 2. They can get a first down without a touchdown and a decision for Wade Phillips.
Boy, I tell you, with just 2, this seems like an opportunity to get this 2, get another first down. You've got such a good run game. And they are going to go ahead and kick it. And this is one of the more aggressive 4th down teams in the UFL. In fact, they're, I think, right around 69% on 4th down, best in the UFL. They've got 9 conversions, and here they're going to settle for a field goal.
A 21-yard try to make it a 10-0 ball game. Santoso with the chip shot puts 3 on the board. And the Brahmas with a 10-0 lead. 2 possessions, 2 scores. And the Arlington Renegades with work to do on the road in San Antonio. Brahmas chugging towards a playoff spot, up by 10. Welcome to the UFL, presented by the U.S. Army. Back at San Antonio, a 10-0 lead for the Brahmas. 4:01 to play in quarter number 1. Tonight on FS1, NASCAR returns to North Wilkesboro Speedway for the 2024 All-Star Race, where the biggest stars in racing battle it out for $1 million. The green flag waves at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight on FS1.
What a start for Quentin Dormady today, especially after last week. He was pulled, guys. They were down 12-3. He had started that game 9 of 13, and then he had gone on a stretch of 1 for 11 in his last 11 attempts. He gets pulled from that game, and a great start here today. 4 of 6, 116 yards, the touchdown, and a couple of scoring drives in their opening 2 series.
Now on the return, Arlington looking for some good field position and stopped just shy of the 35-yard line is Jawan Manigo. Jake Butt is down on the field, always looking for a tight end to talk to.
And I'm one of the great ones in our league, tight end Cody Latimer, and that wasn't always the case. You were a receiver. When we played together in Denver, I was the tight end, you were the receiver. Yeah. What have you changed about your game as you've transitioned from receiver to tight end?
I really didn't change too much. I still pass catch a lot, especially in this offense and last year. I think the biggest difference, though, has been getting in those trenches. There's a couple blocks out here I done messed up on already. I got to keep fixing and working on. But, that's just a part of the game. Once you keep growing and learning a new position, that stuff will come. So just got to work on that run game blocking, honestly. The receiver stuff come naturally. So once I get that blocking together, I'll be good.
I wanted to ask you real quick about Anthony McFarland, back healthy and wasted no time getting back on the scene. What's it mean for your team to have him back?
It means a lot, man. It gives us a big spark, man. He's, anytime you get the ball, he's liable for a big play to happen, So we know every time he's on the field, be ready to go block downfield because he might take one to the house. So we're excited to have him back.
Enough said. Thanks, Cody.
Shot 40, shot 40.
Good start for Cody Latimer. Couple of catches, 32 yards. I know it's early, Joel. This feels like an important drive and an important possession for Arlington.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. They need to sustain a drive here.
Perez to the air once more, and he'd catch Tyler Vaughns, who's got the first down just shy of the 45. Let's listen in to play caller Chuck Wall.
F-Rap. Doc left. 92 Bronco, F-Rap.
Hey. 92 Bronco, start right, go left. Hey, Doc left, 92 Bronco, F-Rap. On top, ready? Start right, Doc left. Hey, you good? Right. Here we go. Sit up, 180. Working hard. Turtle, sit up.
First down. Nice jump cut by Darrington. Not much there, though. Good defense with Jacob Sykes closing it down.
All right. Let's go triple right. 63, halfback Lion, Viper. Triple right.
Hey, triple right.
Halfback Lion,
Triple right,
Viper.
63, halfback Lion, Viper. On top, ready? Halfback Lion. Here we go. Ready? Let's it hard. Turtle, sit up.
Second down and 10. Perez pressure up the middle, a little shovel to Darrington, and Darrington twisted to the turf by Tavante Beckett. Early pressure, and the finish by Beckett blew up the play, and it's 3rd and long.
I tell you, this defense is awfully aggressive, and Wade Phillips has been known for great defense, and you look at these guys playing downhill. And they're trying to run a little bit of a delayed screen right there, almost like a little shovel over the left side. And Devontae Beckett is just having none of that. He is so good in terms of his diagnosis of what's going on. We've seen that now a couple of times. Very smart player at the second level. Tough to get him in the wrong position.
Second tackle for loss for the Brahmas already. They had 7 against Arlington in the first meeting. On 3rd and long, Perez had pressure in his face again, and he threw it too tall for Devin Darrington. And the Renegades will have to punt it away late in this first quarter.
Man, this defense is just tough to move the ball against. Bob Stoops knows it. He's the head coach of this Arlington team, and coming off a week in which their offense looked so good and efficient, scoring 47 points. Their first 2 times touching the football, they're going to have to punt it away.
Marquette King, best punter in the UFL this year, averaging over 48 yards per punt. Stevenson, the deep man. As the Renegades try to pin the Brahmas deep. Stevenson from the 12-yard line. Stevenson trying to bounce to the edge, and he cannot get away from Austin Allen, a former Nebraska Cornhusker, in there to make the tackle. Good special teams play for the Renegades, but they're down 10-0 on the River. Riverwalk in San Antonio, the Brahmas up. Here is the running of the Brahmas with running back John Lovett. 13+ attempts per game. That's the most in the UFL. And among all UFL running backs, nobody with more rushing yards entering this week than John Lovett. 5 rushing touchdowns in the last 5 games, and you would expect a team named the Brahmas to run well, and that's what San Antonio's been able to do, lean on that running game to get to this 5-2 record entering week 8.
And you get the sense that they're only going to continue to improve running the football. They've got Lovett, but then they also get this guy, Anthony McFarland, back. He's got that catch for 52 yards. But remember, guys, McFarland was the starting running back to begin the year, and he was out the last 4 games, because of a shoulder injury. That's why Lovett has been able to gain the yards that he has, in particular of late. And now with both of those guys, how much better does San Antonio look in this stretch run? This is a different style of team and offense than what we saw early in the year. They're just getting better at the right time.
Well, with the way this game moves and the clock continues to roll, if you can establish the line of scrimmage and run the ball, what an advantage you have. 2nd down and 10. Dormady with pressure in his face and trying to hook up with Latimer once more, and just could not connect over the middle. Third down and 10. A.J. Smith, the play caller.
All right, here we go.
He'll make the call for 3rd down when the second quarter begins in San Antonio, as the first quarter has been dominated by the home team. 145 yards to 23, 10-0 on the scoreboard.
You look at what Quentin Dormady has done to start this game at quarterback. This is just an old school quality job of getting to the check down. This makes every quarterback coach in America happy when you just do what the defense gives. They take away all your options. He gets it to the check down. The check down goes the distance. There he starts to his left. Eyes come back to the secondary read, and he gives an accurate ball on time, on target to Cody Latimer, who can then create some yards after the catch. So Dormady here early in this game, guys, in the first quarter, he was outstanding, and all he was doing is what he's coached to do. This is what you always hear. And Kev, quarterbacks say, like, I don't want to be a system quarterback. System quarterbacks run the world, and that's an example right there.
A game manager can mean a lot of different things, but it doesn't have to be negative. Dormady over the middle, trying to drop it into Latimer once more, and Latimer down near midfield, fighting with Ajane Harris for the ball, but Latimer gets the win and a 1st down.
Jake, how about that catch? Because this is a poorly thrown ball, but Latimer kind of goes back and takes it off his own shoelaces.
That's a heck of a job, Joel, going down there, with the shoelace catch. But that's the advantage of having Cody Latimer with that wide receiver background. That's a route that's usually for a tight end, but he's got the speed to take the top off the defense.
Now McFarland trying to get through pressure in the backfield, and he cannot. Penetration kills run plays, and it blew it up there with Jamal Carter leading the way from the secondary.
They were desperate for some type of quality play defensively. You know, San Antonio has driven down and gotten points on their 2 series so far on the offensive side. And what Arlington has not been able to do is create any negative plays like they just did there. Now we've got advantage Renegades in this series of downs.
Hey, first go. Ready, go.
2nd and 14. Dormady up top to midfield, and down there is Jontre Kirkland. But it gets some of that yardage back, and now 3rd down. And what's A.J. Smith have cooked up for the Brahmas on offense here?
Okay, I want to go right here. Y level 0. Y level 0. Red F team. Red F team.
Red F team. Y levels. Hey, Y levels.
Now we need to beat this guy. Y levels.
First go.
2 for 3 on 3rd down. This is 3rd and 6. Dormady. Pressure comes. Dormady's got room to run. Dormady's going to get the 1st down and more. On a diagonal and out of bounds at the 34.
They're taking advantage of man coverage here. Look at these 3 Arlington players on the left side, and they're all going to be in man coverage, and they vacate the left side of the field. Well, where does Dormady run? Right there. He takes off right in that area. They're trying to run kind of slants. It's not there, and Dormady does exactly what you're supposed to do. I really like the way he's playing, guys, because he's not trying to do anything outside of the system. He's just taking what's in front of him.
1st down to the 30. It's Latimer again. Clearly who the favorite target is today is tight end Cody Latimer, a pickup of 8.
I tell you what was big about that last 1st down and scampering for that 1st down is that the defense feels like they're about to get off the field when they get a great TFL on 1st down. It's 2nd and 14. Defense feels like, all right, two quality snaps and we're going to force a punt. And now they're still on the field, and so right now, even though the ball's not even in the red zone, that Arlington defense right now is a bit demoralized because of the position that they put themselves in, and yet they're still out here on the field.
Yardage disparity, 2:01 to 23, and McFarland with a burst for more, slips a tackle inside the 15, still fighting and dragging Renegades to the 11.
Well, when you get out of position defensively, this team is going to make you pay. Watch the linebacker right here, and he gets himself inside, and that's the exact gap that they're going to hit on the outside. Boom. Linebacker goes inside. McFarland just replaces him. There's a missed tackle from the 3rd level, and there's McFarland down close to the 10-yard line.
Ready, go!
Pickup of 14. And on 1st down from the 11, McFarland, nowhere to go this time. Slammed to the turf. An outstanding tackle in the backfield from Joe Powell.
I'll tell you, Powell was in there quickly, wasn't he?
Man.
That's from his safety spot.
Surprise to fight song.
Comes in there.
Joe, you said the word.
On Frisco, ready?
You said the word demoralizing. You know, football's a mental game, and these next few plays feel huge for Arlington as they're already out of the playoffs technically. Can they get a stop and have something to lean on?
Lovett takes the snap. Lovett trying to sweep the outside and wriggles his way inside the 5 and down near the 2. A little trickery for the Brahmas sets him up with a 3rd and short.
Because of what you just said, I think A.J. Smith's got to be thinking that he's got 2 downs here. I think this should be 4-down territory.
Okay, here we go. Strong left Broncos. Strong left Broncos. Strong left Broncos.
Strong left Broncos. On Moon, ready?
Simple play call on 3rd and 1. They can get a 1st down at the 1-yard line.
Ready, go!
It's Lovett on 3rd and 1. He didn't get there. Willie Taylor the 3rd on 3rd comes up with the big play.
Slip.
with the limited possessions because of their run game, I would keep the offense on the field if I was Wade Phillips. I'll go for it on 4th down. They did not on the previous series. They settled for the field goal. They will stay out there now. We'll see what A.J. Smith does on 4th.
We got this. We got strong right, punch out, X crack. Strong right, punch out, X crack. Denver.
Move, ready.
9 for 13 this year. 69% the best in the UFL. And movement on the left side of the line early. That may change what they do unless it's on the Renegades.
I think that they jumped offensively.
67 in the offense. False start. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
That's a quarterback mistake. You know, Kev and Jake, more specifically, as a quarterback, you never go on 2 on 4th down because of this. Your offensive line is way too aggressive. You cannot give them a hard count or else they will move.
And so now Wade Phillips brings on Ryan Santoso to try his 2nd field goal of the day. Officially 26-yard try. And the kick is good to make it a 13-0 Brahmas lead. 9:16 to play. Luis Perez and the Renegades trying to find that offensive rhythm next. Welcome to the UFL, presented by the U.S. Army. In San Antonio today, a 13-0 lead for the home team. And let's take a look at our quarterback comparison brought to you by Steel. And it's pretty lopsided right now.
Yeah, Luis Perez and this Arlington team, they've just had no rhythm. And this is coming a week after they scored 47 guys. And 2 possessions, couple of punts.
As a reminder, these 2 teams played earlier in the year. Arlington lost 25-15, but in that game, San Antonio scored on the first 3 drives of that matchup. It was tied at the end of 3 quarters at 15 apiece. No lead is really safe in the UFL. We've seen that throughout the year, and certainly 13-0 is not comfortable for San Antonio. From the 15-yard line. Powell trying to find some room, and not much there. Stacked up at the 26 as we go downstairs once more to Jake Button.
Hey guys, we're here with Quentin, and you told us this week in meetings about the importance and the heightened level of focus for you specifically coming off of last week. It's working. What are you seeing out there?
Yeah, I mean, everything we saw on film, we're executing. Now the key is to continue to execute. You know, we don't want to hit a lull here. You know, had a few miscues there, but we're working through it. We got what we thought we would as far as coverage and that and play-wise, so we just got to continue to execute.
You're coming to Cody Latimer, your tight end, a ton today. Is that extra emphasis in this week's game plan?
Yeah, I mean, I think we got playmakers all over the board, but, you know, especially whenever it comes down to it, I know Cody's going to be there. We're on the same page, so it's just getting the ball to the playmakers. 2
trips down in that load red zone, but the past 2 drives have ended in field goals. What do you need to change to ensure that the next one ends in a touchdown?
Execute. I got to be louder as far as cadence goes so we don't jump. Because we had what we wanted. I think that was going to be a walk-in, but you know, we'll get it fixed and we'll get back out there and go drive down again.
No doubt. Thanks, Win.
Devion Smith stopped just shy of the line to gain, so it'll be 3rd and 1 for Arlington.
Yeah, and now this becomes a really big snap. I know. Listen, percentages say that you should convert here if you're Arlington. But think of the time of possession so far and the amount this Renegades defense has been on the field. Almost 15 minutes so far in this game to only barely 7 for their own offense. They've got to convert here and stay on the field.
Extra offensive lineman, 2 tight ends on this 3rd and 1. And there was movement on the right side of the line. That extra offensive lineman was Cameron Hunt, and he flinched.
I didn't see any offensive lineman. I
have 56 moving.
He did?
I have my flag is for 56 false
Okay,
start.
we're going to go with false start.
Okay, does he have anything else? False start. 56 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Here's Hunt, who you're talking about. He comes in as the extra offensive lineman. He's lined up as the tight end, and there's the flinch. There's no doubt about it. And alertly, to draw the flag, to draw the attention, the defense jumps across the line right there. Tim Ward, number 8, and Bob Stoops looking at now a 3rd and 6 after being in a 3rd and 1.
That changes everything.
Go out, come back
for
in,
a
come
team
back in.
that desperately needs a conversion here. 0 for 2 today on 3rd down for the best on 3rd down in the UFL.
52, 52, 52, here we go. Turtles it up.
3rd and 6 as Smith motions out of the backfield. Perez steps in the pocket, throws for his reliable tight end, Sal Cannella. First catch of the day and a big one for a 1st down.
You know, they do a great job here with the motion because they eliminate the middle of the field player. So here's the middle of the field player, the linebacker. That's Jordan Williams. And as he leaves, now you've got just an easy completion over the middle to Sal Cannella. Now, the defense was terrific, and A.J. Hindy was all over him. So a nice grab.
Perez on the run, sets up for a deep shot down the right sideline, and he drops it in. The catch made by Tyler Vaughns with flags down.
Offense number 28. The result of the play is completion. You can decline it.
Pass interference. 28 is a defense. Penalties decline. Result of the play, completed pass for a 1st down.
38-yard grab.
I tell you, this is a great grab by Tyler Vaughns. And you're going to see with Corey Mayfield, and you see Mayfield, he's just got a hold of that jersey. That's why the flag comes out, and yet Vaughns is able to just work through it. Vaughns had exploded in that championship game a year ago for the XFL championship game. 8 catches. He was terrific in that, almost 100 yards in that game. He's gone for 31 catches so far this year, 50 targets. He's been one of their better players. And right there, that was a big play to get them going here. We'll see if they can catch a little bit of a rhythm here in this passing game.
From the 21 of San Antonio. 38-yard grab, had only 31 yards before that play, and now into the backfield. Penetration from Delonte Scott throws the run for a loss. Chuck Long now's got to devise something for 2nd down.
Flip 9.
11 Sonic,
Flip
11 Sonic.
9.
Hey, let's go. Hey, trough left tight. C, F sugar, X crack. On to ready. Patience. Sit up. 80. Push it hard. Turbo, sit up.
2nd down. Hand off on the jet sweep to Manigo, and that's closed off on the sidelines. Really well defended by the Brahmas, and now 3rd down, back to Chuck Long with the play call from the coach's booth.
Flip 19. Flip 19. 19.
They missed a face mask on that last
6,
one, guys.
triple left tight. 50, X choice. Why not? Hey, listen it.
The hand in the face.
You gotta come back over there.
Didn't
Why
turn
not
his
X
head.
choice?
I know that Arlington
50.
feels like they probably didn't get the call there, but because the head wasn't turned, there's no incidental face mask anymore. It's got to be a personal foul variety. I think that's why the flag stayed in the pocket.
Has to hurry and get the snap off. Movement, play clock, and a mess at the end for Arlington.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
A little frustration on the face of Bob Stoops there, and you can understand why.
Yeah, these are self-inflicted wounds. You know, these are unforced errors.
11. $750. Viper. Z under delay. X max. On ready. Hit. Here we go. Turbo, sit up.
Defense is deep on 3rd and 12. Perez throws, catch is made. Running along that 15-yard line, not able to turn it upfield. It'll bring up 4th down and about 4, and got to believe Arlington's going, right?
I should have called timeout. I just get to trust in him that he gets it off.
Ethan.
Oh, the field goal unit coming on instead.
Bob's still talking about that false start, you know, and getting down near the zeros of the play clock. He was trusting Perez to try to get it off, and the center wasn't paying attention. The line moves. He gets backed up 5 yards, and then your conversion rate, your percentage goes way down, and he wished he would have burned that timeout.
That's why coaches have trust issues. 33-yard field goal is up and good, and Arlington is on the board 13-3. Arlington on the board. Quentin Dormady says, all right, back to work. Today's game is sponsored by Visit Missouri. There's a Mo for every MO. Find yours at visitmo.com. And by Taco Bell. Back in San Antonio, let's take a look at the race for the playoffs. You know, it was Preakness weekend, so we go with the horse race. Sees the Gray, not involved in this, but Birmingham Stallions off to the Mystic Dan-esque lead, galloping towards the playoffs. They clinch, they're already in. Here come the Michigan Panthers, they roar, and down the stretch we come. Battlehawks have crossed the line with their win earlier today. San Antonio with a win. They are in. DC still in the hunt, and DC Defenders fans are big fans of the Arlington Renegades today because they need an Arlington win to stay in the hunt for the postseason.
Got to give Wade Phillips a lot of credit for what he's done here in San Antonio this year. This is a team that he comes in and takes charge of, and you look up here in the back half of the season, they run the ball well. They're fairly disciplined in terms of penalties. They play really good defense. This is a team that right now is going to be hard to beat.
An excellent field position is going to be established by Puka Williams into Renegade territory and out of bounds near the 45. Well, you know, that's going to make the well-traveled Wade Phillips very, very happy. Trust me, he is, as he patrols the sidelines. His journey as head coach was with the Denver Broncos, rode in, then switched that horse for a Buffalo Bill, and then took over the bus, the Dallas Cowboys head coach, before becoming the Roughnecks head coach in the XFL a year ago, and now back to the four-legged transportation of the Brahmas as the head man for San Antonio. 28 years as an NFL defensive coordinator. You see his impact on that San Antonio defense.
And Jake, wasn't it a thrill to chat with Wade this week and just talk about defensive philosophy and everything? Nice completion out here to the outside, and their offense still in rhythm. But Jake, you know, listening to Wade talk about defense, I could do that all day long.
Oh, Joel, you know, sometimes it's not even about the actual game. I come in with at least one question where I feel I can learn something about the game of football. He is a wealth of knowledge.
Trio left, Tampa Lizard.
And an outstanding social media. I guess is it tweeting still? It's not necessarily tweeting, but son of a bum.
Are we Xing? Are we tweeting? What are we doing?
I don't know what we're doing. Ooh, what a hit. Oh, my goodness. Morgan Ellison of an introduction to Will Clark. Sounded like a crack of the bat here.
Come here.
Hey, man, when you get a missed assignment up front and you got offensive linemen blocking air, someone's about to get hit.
Ready to go.
2nd and 12, and McFarland motioning out of the backfield. He'll receive the pass over the middle, and McFarland breaking tackles. What a move! Has got the speed. He's got his second touchdown of the day.
Tell you, McFarland is a different guy right now in terms of what he's bringing, the energy, the speed. This is a Texas route. You fake to the outside, and then you get the one-on-one, and then there it is. They try to blitz in the middle, and then the outside coverage, the one-on-one, he's too far outside leverage, and he cannot recover because of that short little running back motion. It's a really good job. Stephen Jones, 28, out of position. But right now, guys, McFarland's playing at a different speed. Hasn't played for 4 weeks because of that shoulder injury. Now he comes out here. Wade Phillips talked about his speed and explosiveness, and we've seen it twice, where on small completions from Dormady, he's able to take it the distance and make people miss. So he's showing strength, he's showing agility, and he's showing that explosive speed.
John Trey, you're at X.
And he's showing why the Steelers drafted him in 4th round in the 2020 draft. Remember, he missed most of last year with Pittsburgh with a knee injury. Spent a good portion of the season on injured reserve. He's got fresh legs now. Look at this formation. The try for one. Dormady will set it up, and a walk-in for one. John Trey Kirkland. We're seeing it all from these Brahmas in the first half.
I love the creativity there for A.J. Smith. A formation that defense is not used to seeing after McFarland stung him with a long run after the catch. Finds himself in the end zone. The Brahmas convert, and Arlington's in trouble. Brahms up 20-3.
Kings for a long stretch, no limousine. If you're talking winners, gotta intervene. I'm the biggest one that don't you ever.
Beautiful San Antonio, Texas. Late first half, all Brahmas. 20-3, the lead over the Renegades. Up I-35 in Arlington. Those Renegades won the XFL championship last season. They beat the DC Defenders in the 2023 title game. Remember, they had to rally late to get in and then went on the run in the playoffs to win that XFL championship. But this year, Bob Stoops' squad's already eliminated, a 1-6 record and down 20-3 here this afternoon.
You know, but this is the only game that has gotten away from them. Their 1-6 record was not indicative of the way that they have played this year. In a lot of ways, you know, them and San Antonio have been very similar outside of just a couple of plays late in games. San Antonio has been the comeback kids. Arlington has lost 3 games, different games, where they had the lead in the 4th quarter and then lost inside of 5 seconds. You take a look at these tough losses. Led by 3 in the 4th quarter, lost 27-24, game-winning field goal as time expired to St. Louis. Same thing happens to DC. They lost. They allowed 11 points in the last minute of that game. They were tied 15 with the San Antonio team in the 4th quarter, lose that game. Same thing with Michigan, game-winning field goal inside of 5 seconds. So Bob Stoops, when he was talking with us this week, he was exactly right. This team has played so much better than their record indicates, and in a lot of ways, today is more an anomaly. We have not seen this team in a 20-3 situation and not competitive in the first half.
But still a really good opportunity with this possession if they can get something going, and Perez will start it off with an interception. So much for that idea. He threw it right into the hands of Corey Mayfield. There is a flag down.
I got him. Defense. Prior to the pass, defensive holding number 32.
On them, please.
So we're gonna go 5 yards from the previous spot. Give me that number again.
32, Griff. Yeah, 32.
32.
O.P. Keys.
Prior to the pass, holding 32 of the defense.
Thank God.
The 5-yard penalty with an automatic first down.
Thank God. Let's go.
That is a giant play for Arlington.
Yeah, and
hey, here we go. Hey.
I don't know. Normally, I'm all for offense and everything, but
Fire.
like
Fire. Axel, ready?
I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know. But like Luis said, did you hear him?
He's very grateful.
Thank God. That's so good. Oh, quarterbacks are always good at quarterback.
First down and 10. Going back to work, and Trying to hook up with Tyler Vaughns again, and Bo Pete Keys out there in coverage.
Just haven't seen any run game. And I know that the score has taken him out of that. Maybe the game situation. You know, Luis Perez has just not been a turnover guy. 0 interceptions in his last 135 attempts. But he's had 2 today that were originally ruled interceptions that have been called off. One in a review that was dropped by Bo Pete Keys, and there because Keys holds. So twice he's put the ball in harm's way today on what I would consider turnover-worthy plays.
Second and 10. Perez, pressure coming. He's in trouble, and down he goes. The sack from Delonte Scott. 3.5 sacks on the year for the former SMU product.
Just nowhere to go with the football as the clock is going to go down to the 2-minute warning. Perez cannot find anybody open, and that rush finally gets home. This Brahmas defense has been excellent all year, fellas, and they have been excellent so far here today. It's been all Brahmas, 20-3 at the 2-minute warning in the second quarter.
Allegiances are born and rivalries are formed. In the United Football League, fandom isn't given, it's earned. So grab the official UFL gear and rally because it's time to ball out. Get hoodies, shirts, hats, and more, and feel the rush of victory. Who will you choose? Head to shop.theufl.com and get your official gear today.
Coming up on the Progressive Halftime Show, we'll go inside the locker room, take a look at the best of the season, and a look back on some of the highlights from the first half. And I don't want to give away our Progressive Halftime Show, Joe Flatt, but a lot of the highlights will focus on the San Antonio Brahmas after total domination through the first, well, almost 2 quarters.
Let's go, Burnett. Here we go. Sit up. 180.
So Perez and the Renegades trying to give us a few extra highlights for that Progressive Halftime Show. 3rd and 17, though, and movement on the right side of the line from Adrian Ely, and it's 3rd and 22.
59 of the offense. 5-yard penalty still. 3rd down.
Hey, let's go screen.
If we've seen Arlington this out of sync in a game this season, Joel.
I agree. Yeah, they've been having a tough time getting lined up. They've had a tough time staying in there. We've had several false starts, a lot of them at inopportune times, and they've been just totally dominated so far today by the Brahmas.
3rd and 22. Perez, just a 3-man rush, but nobody open. Dancing around, buying time, and down goes Perez across the 20-yard line. Outstanding coverage by the Brahmas. Nowhere for Perez to go when it's 4th down.
Well, this is the benefit if you're San Antonio being able to drop 8 into coverage.
First time out of the half.
You only have to
San Antonio
rush 3 up front. So here's your 3-man rush up front, and then look at these 8 guys that are all sitting there. So you've got 3 deep, you've got a robber, you've got 4 underneath. There's nowhere to throw the football. There's 5 guys out there trying to catch this pass, or 5 free releases, if you will, and they're outnumbered. 8-5. There's just nowhere to go. Luis Perez, I think, smartly just takes the sack, tries to get what he can get, and punts this ball away, because the last thing you want to do there is force it. Then it's picked off. Then San Antonio gets a quick score, and now all of a sudden the game's totally out of reach in the second half.
Arlington's getting the football to start the second half, which is why that drive, when they got it with 3 minutes to change, plus their 3 timeouts, felt important. And yet that Brahmas defense stymied Arlington yet again.
Yeah, in this next series, I think the key for San Antonio is don't drive it down inside the 5. They've had to settle for field goals there, and they've gotten their touchdowns from a long distance via Anthony McFarland.
Well, 5 plays in this first half of 25 yards or more for the San Antonio offense. It's been a big play offense this afternoon. Marquette King punting to Stevenson with a flag down. Stevenson from the 35-yard line slips down near the 39, and we'll see about the flag
outside
before
defense,
the Brahmas
number
offense
32.
works.
Result of the play is down at the 39-yard line.
Defense 32. So they're either going to kick it again or leave them there.
Re-kick.
What number?
32.
32. Offside. Defense number 32. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
We've said the name Bo Peep Keys a lot today, and not necessarily for good reasons.
Well, it's been a mixture, right? Almost gets a pick, had some good defense early, and then he's had a couple of flags here of late. And this Brahmas team, they are playing like a team that can clinch a playoff berth today. And St. Louis already punched that ticket in the XFL conference earlier today. It went over DC. Now DC, which is still alive, they desperately need Arlington to come back in this game, because if San Antonio and Wade Phillips and his bunch can win this game, they will punch their ticket to the UFL postseason.
That'll be the final spot in the postseason up for grabs. King, Stevenson, good punt from King, all the way back to the 22-yard line. Stevenson trying to find room to the edge, and there's none. Really good coverage as Stevenson's down at the 25-yard line. Well, one of the big stories today has been the return of Anthony McFarland from that shoulder injury and an immediate impact. Wade Phillips told us he was going to be used regularly, frequently, and with great explosive ability, and we saw it right out of the gate on that 52-yard touchdown. His second catch, this one for another touchdown. 2 catches, 89 yards, and Joel Klatt, both big plays from McFarland.
Yeah, and you see just the freshness in those legs, and obviously not dealing with any injury with his legs. It was a shoulder injury, missed the last 4, like we talked about. 9 touches today for 108 yards. A tremendous job by McFarland. And, you know, I would also credit A.J. Smith and Wade Phillips knowing that, okay, we got a weapon here late in the season, a fresh running back that is explosive.
On first down, right back to Latimer, steps through a tackle, turns upfield. Look at Latimer move. The tight end moving like the former wide receiver he was. A big play and a first down near the Arlington 35.
Well, we've got 3 guys that are just playing incredible football. McFarland is one of them. We showcased him right before the drive. And then Dormady, the quarterback, has found a connection with Cody Latimer, in particular over the middle. The former wide receiver turned tight end, 6'3", 222 pounds. And he has been excellent operating over the middle of the field, strong hands, and the ability to run after the catch.
Ready, go.
40 yards there, gives him 110 in the first half. Dormady, backside pressure, down he goes. Vic Beasley, 5th sack of the year.
Now, they needed it badly, and Beasley finally shows up here. Here's the rush around the left side of the offensive line. And Dormady needs to know that he cannot take a sack in a 2-minute situation. He's lucky with that ball just in his right hand that this wasn't stripped out. See how that ball is just kind of hanging down by his waist. If Beasley's able to come in there and club that ball out, Arlington could have got a turnover there.
You're gonna check, go to the left.
Clock still running. Under 35 seconds to play in the half. 2nd and 19. Dormady, pressure again as he steps up and he's dropped. LaRon Stokes got there to bring him down, and the clock will stop now with 25 seconds to go in the half and a timeout.
Yeah, those are quarterbacks. You cannot take sacks
Second timeout of the half.
in a 2-minute
San Antonio.
drive.
30 seconds in duration.
I did.
Huddle up. Hey, we need 10 yards.
Yeah. 9 yards for a field goal. 9 yards for a field goal.
Hey, come here.
9 yards for a field goal.
Okay,
GTFO. Go get it, sir.
Hey, I want Oregon and spread right Lions. Spread right Lions.
Spread right Lions. Spread right Lions. On moon.
You heard him talking about needing 10 yards for field goal range. Santoso, long of 51. They do need about 10 in order to get into that range. This is not about getting the first down here. It's about getting into that field goal range. And Ryan in the West Coast system is slants, so I'm thinking that we're going to get slants here.
The draw instead, and nowhere to go from Morgan Ellison.
Well, I don't understand.
That's not getting you a field goal.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. If you need 10, you've got to throw the ball. They've got a timeout in their pocket. You don't need the first down. And A draw is only to get the ball in position to try a long field goal, but they're not even in position to try that field goal based on Santoso's range.
Not the outside.
I stayed for the first half. A little anticlimactic at the end of the first half, but a half dominated by the Brahmas. San Antonio gets 250 yards passing and 2 touchdowns from Quentin Dormady and a 20-3 lead at halftime. And Wade Phillips is with our Jake Butt.
Coach, it seems like everything's working for your team here in the first half. What have you seen from them so far?
Yeah, I think we're playing really well, both sides of the ball. You know, our running game and our passing game are going well. So I'm glad that number 41's back this week, too.
Well, that's exactly who I have to ask you about. I mean, he's showing Anthony McFarland, that is, why he's a difference maker. What does he bring to your offense when he's healthy?
Well, he's got great speed. Once he gets out in the open field, and we saw it, once he gets in the open field, he's gone. So our other backs are really good and punish him, but he's the home run hitter for us.
It's a great 1-2 punch. Arlington's coming off a 47-point performance last week, but your defense has played lights out. What have you seen from that unit here in the first half?
I mean, Perez is a great quarterback. We know that. He's tough to play against, but we're playing well.
Thanks, Coach.
Well, it's time for today's big move, brought to you by Pods. No, it is not Wade Phillips' move to the locker room with Jake Butt on his hip, but it's 2 touchdown passes, the first to McFarland. Look at the yardage on this big move. McFarland covering over 70 yards on that play, and then the second big move back to McFarland again. And the home run hitter, as his head coach described, covering almost 60 yards to get that touchdown and give the Brahmas a dominating 20-3 halftime lead. Our Progressive halftime show is coming up. We'll go inside the locker rooms and give you some highlights when we return. The Progressive halftime show coming up next from San Antonio on Fox. Back to San Antonio. Today's UFL halftime is sponsored by Progressive. The Brahmas feeling good in their locker room, up 20-3. Quentin Dormady, 250 yards passing and 2 touchdowns for San Antonio, looking to clinch a playoff spot here today. Jake Butt is on the field with a very special guest. Jake.
Hey guys, I'm down here with Callie. And Callie, can you tell us your full name and where you're from?
Yeah, I'm Staff Sergeant Callie Ann Alex, and I'm originally from New York, Glens Falls, New York. But I was raised here in San Antonio.
Absolutely. What can you share with us about your role within the Army?
So I'm a civil affairs soldier. So our job is to build relationships with the nations that we work with. So basically, I get to eat really good local food, visit awesome countries, and meet some amazing people.
I'm a foodie myself, so I can appreciate that. But obviously, that's service. So why did you answer the call to serve?
9/11. I mean, I was still in school then, but I knew I wanted to serve. And the Army gave me that opportunity to serve and then also earn my bachelor's at the same time. So it's a decision that I don't regret for a single day. And I've stayed in a lot longer than I thought I would, so it's a career for me.
Well, we appreciate your service and your sacrifice, Callie. Thank you so much. It's great to meet you. Thank you. Guys.
All right, Jake, thank you so much. Callie, Alex, and our men and women of the U.S. Army, we salute you. Let's take a look at some highlights around the UFL this weekend. We start with Memphis and Michigan. How about 7-time Super Bowl champ and our colleague Tom Brady in attendance? Second quarter, Panthers up 12-6. Bryce Perkins, Devin Gray, big day for Devin Gray, 84 yards and this touchdown. That's a 50-yard score. Panthers win it 24-18, continuing on their path toward the playoffs. Speaking of playoff paths, the Birmingham Stallions have won 15 straight games, and Adrian Martinez making a bid for UFL MVP. 3 passing touchdowns, including this one to Amari Rogers, 2 rushing touchdowns, 5 in total for Adrian Martinez. Stallions win at 35-28. DC and St. Louis earlier today. No A.J. McCarron, down 21-20 in the fourth quarter. Manny Wilkins fakes, floats it to Wayne Gallman, the former New York Giant, making the G-men proud. Down 38 yards later, he powers it up the middle for a 1-yard touchdown later in the drive, and the Battlehawks get the win 26-21. St. Louis clinching a playoff spot in the XFL Conference. San Antonio trying to do the same. Up 20-3 with 1/2 of football left in San Antonio.
Today's UFL on Fox halftime is presented by Progressive. San Antonio up over Arlington 20-3. The Renegades trying to make some adjustments at half. Let's take a look at our first half highlights. It was all Brahmas in this one. First series of the game, Quentin Dormady checking the ball down to Anthony McFarland. First game back after 4 games out due to a shoulder injury, and he took it the distance, the explosiveness, the fresh legs, and 52 yards later, McFarland was in the end zone. A long drive on their second series would stall out inside the 5, 21-yard field goal, put them up 10-0. Same thing on their next series. They stalled out, had to kick a field goal, 26-yard variety. Arlington finally got on the board. They would drive down and kick a field goal themselves. Wade Phillips happy about his defense getting that stop on a 4th down, and then it was more McFarland. Here late in this first half, McFarland, another broken tackle. You could see the speed, the strength here, breaking that tackle. McFarland has been outstanding. 2 catches, 89 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. Cody Latimer, the tight end for San Antonio, he's been outstanding, 100 yards. Catching the ball today. 300 yards of total offense in the first half for San Antonio. 240 through the air. 11 first downs. The Brahmas, they have been fantastic so far today. Win and into the postseason today for San Antonio. You take a look at the updated odds to win the UFL championship entering week 8. Birmingham -145. That's how good they have been. Adrian Martinez did nothing but accelerate that MVP candidacy earlier this week with a great performance. St. Louis, they're in the postseason. Michigan and San Antonio is trying to punch that ticket. One spot up for grabs in the UFL playoffs. We could see it grabbed today if San Antonio can hold on.
The road to St. Louis brought to you by Visit MO, home of the UFL Championship game on June 16th. St. Louis punched their ticket to the playoffs earlier today. San Antonio with a win, they're in. Birmingham and Michigan are the 2 teams from the USFL Conference Championship. Of course, the XFL Conference Championship Sunday, June 9th, 7 p.m. Eastern on Fox. The championship game a week later. There's a Mo for every MO. Find yours at visitmo.com. Floating down the Riverwalk, 20-3, San Antonio making the Alamo City very happy right now. Jake Butt is back down on the field. Jake.
Coach, I could sense the frustration at times there in the first half.
You sure? You don't have any idea, I don't think.
What was the message to your team at halftime?
Yeah, in these games, we've seen it all year. You play well in the second half. We're not out of it. You got a great opportunity, and that's happened to us, where we played really well in the first half and ended up, someone coming back on us. So we just got to get back to our business.
And part of that business is putting up points offensively. You guys are capable of a lot more. How do you get back on track?
Yeah, it's been frustrating. Luis has been kind of gotten crossed up. Some of his receivers has hurt him, cutting off their routes. So we got to get on track that way, run the ball, get Luis on track, and in defense, we got to come up with some 3rd down stops that's really hurt us.
Well, they also got Anthony McFarland back healthy at the running back position. Are you making any adjustments to slow him down?
Well, hopefully tackle better.
That's right. Thanks, Coach.
Well, that's the beauty of the UFL, is that you're really never out of the game with the opportunity to have the 4th down and 12 play to get a ball back if you're trailing late. 3-point tries after touchdowns. Arlington's going to get the football first. Let's see if those adjustments pay dividends early with Joe Powell, the deep man, as we start the 3rd quarter in San Antonio.
You make such a good point, Kev, and it's about trying to sell to your team, if you're Bob Stoops, that this is a 2-possession game, which it is. And I know that that's not what they would feel being down 20-3, but you got to go out there as if it's a 2-possession game and get after it with a flag down here late on this return.
I got, yep, 88.
We have the end of the run.
Mac with the face mask.
Kicking team number.
Arlington's got a great field position here.
The end of the run is the 35. 35. What number again? I'm sorry.
88 kicking team. face mask.
Personal foul. Face mask. 88 of the kicking team. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play with an automatic first down.
So Luis Perez will start with this ball near midfield in an absolutely critical drive, and you see the numbers from the first half, 7 of 11 for 75 yards.
And your message to your team as a quarterback in this moment has to be just totally flush the first half. Let's get back at, let's start the game over, guys. Let's get back to basics and let's play fast. Let's stop reacting to what they're doing and let's play fast and put some pressure on this defense.
From midfield on first down. Perez to the air, quick toss to the left side. Canella twists forward for about 4, and it'll bring up second down.
For Arlington and play caller Chuck Long, their offensive coordinator, what they've got to do for Bob Stoops, the head coach, is stay on schedule and get to those second down and shorts and those opportunities to convert so that they're not in these third and longs that we saw them in constantly in the first half.
This is Devion Smith. A little bit of a crease in Smith with a first down to the 39-yard line.
Let's go Dixie. Let's go triple left. Bonsai 2.
Triple left, man. Bonsai 2. Bonsai 2.
Bonsai 2.
Bonsai 2. Bonsai 2.
Coming off the best run of the day, 8-yard pickup for Devion Smith.
Fox it. Here we go. Fox. Terrible. Sit up.
First down from the 39. Perez to the sideline and incomplete. Tyler Vaughn's got his hands on it. Corey Mayfield out there on the coverage.
Yeah, he really needs to catch this because they pick up a blitz. Good job by the offensive line to allow Perez to get this ball out to the outside. And it's just a one-on-one. And here's Vaughn's working his one-on-one, and as he drops out, this ball is going to be there. It is good coverage, but that's a ball that you got to fight for and catch. And Vaughn's needs to know that. That's going to be a first down, and now you're sitting in a 2nd and 10, and you're behind the schedule.
Here we go. Terrible. Sit up.
On 2nd and 10, quick toss, so tough catch, and Canella made it look easy. A ball behind him, and he was able to pluck it to the 30-yard line.
All right, let's go 11 Lindsay. Wristband 37, 3-7.
For 11 Lindsay, that's Lindsey Scott, the new quarterback.
Here we go. Say hi.
3rd and 1.
All right, say hi. Terrible set.
And Scott in trouble, dancing away. Oh, what a play for Lindsey Scott, making something out of nothing, and he's still going inside the 15, inside the 10, but the ball ends up in the hands of Jordan Mosley at the end of the play. Was he down?
You know you. Hey, down. Hey, look at the move, though, gang.
Bryce Thompson giving him a compliment at the end of the play. And now
a little trash talk, a little of everything in there. He wants to throw it right there, and then he's got to run because something breaks down there in that passing concept. And then here's that into the run where he just keeps going and going and going and going. And you got to wonder, like, when was the whistle blown? When does the ball actually come out? And they're trying to get to the line of scrimmage and snap this ball as quickly as they can.
Scott will keep, and Arlington will keep the football. There is a flag down.
Hey, look at me. Hey,
did you have a report on the edge there? Dean, I had a tackle on the end of the line, uncovered.
I do see a tackle on the end of the line.
Are y'all panic someone?
Illegal formation. Number 71 of the offense. Ineligible number was on the end of the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty, first down.
When they motioned out of that, the wide receiver who was on the line of scrimmage comes into the backfield. Sal Canella needs to go up to the line of scrimmage. And there's another one of those mistakes Bob Stoops was talking to us about, told Jake about. We've just seen too many of them for Arlington, and now way behind the chains. Goal to go, but the ball's being snapped at the 14.
Here we go. Terrible, sit down.
Smith in motion out of the backfield. Perez looking for 6 in the back of the end zone. Canella secures it. Touchdown, Renegades.
Well, you get man-to-man coverage, you might as well take your guy Sal Canella, 6'5", 230 pounds. And you look at Canella, here he is right here, and Canella's just going to run this corner route, and he's got man-to-man, so Perez is looking nowhere else but Canella, and he's got to put this ball up high. He does that. Canella goes up and over the defender, and he's able to take that one off of Jordan Mosley's head. Jordan Mosley's 6 foot. He's not a small defensive back. He's 6 foot, 201 pounds. But you look at Canella, the ability to get up there, and he's above the ceiling, if you will, and he's able to pull that one in for a touchdown.
All right, we're good. Come on.
We're talking about him with Bob Stoops this week, and the first thing he said was he's got great hands. And you saw those hands right there. As Arlington will now go for 2. They're 9 of 14 on 2-point tries this year.
Swing, yes. Tonight.
Pressure coming as Perez rolls right, throws for the back of the end zone, and it slips through the fingers of Javonte Payton. Stays an 11-point game in the third. Sal Canella climbing the ladder to get Arlington on the board and give the Renegades some life. Today's game flow brought to you by Progressive. Back in San Antonio, and the Arlington Renegades needed that last drive. Sal Canella caught all 3 of the completions on that drive for Arlington. They failed on the 2-point try, but with 11:19 to go in the third, still a ton of time in this ball game, and now a 20-9 lead for the Brahmas.
It was a really good answer to start this half, and they needed it. And now it's time for this Arlington defense to make an adjustment. They gave up 300 yards of total offense in the first half, and they have got to get out here and make some sort of adjustment in the second.
From the 13-yard line, Puka Williams stopped shy of the 40-yard line as Jake Butt has found yet another tight end, this time Sal Canella.
So that was a huge drive. You had a couple big catches, and you told me that you had a conversation with your quarterback, Luis Perez, at halftime. What was said in that conversation?
Man, we need a spark, and when he gets something going, man, he knows he can come to me. I'm reliable. Tell him to give me the ball, and I'll get this thing rolling.
Well, being down here on the sideline, it was a spark indeed. Everybody hopped up on their benches. They came to celebrate. This is a ball game.
Right.
What's the energy on this sideline and for the team going forward?
I mean, the motto at halftime was like, listen, we're not out of this thing at all. If you watch any of our games this year, you know that, hey, we've lost games at the end, being up the entire game. So it's just, keep it going, keep pushing, knowing that things could turn at any moment, and happy we got things going right there.
Well, you've been shining these past few weeks, but no Louis Vuitton cleats this week. What's up with that?
Nah, just keeping it low profile, man. The pregame fit was still loud, so hey, just doing my thing.
You can't make it low profile scoring touchdowns like that.
That's fine. That could be high profile all I want.
All right, man. Good stuff.
We're ready to go. More fashion forward in the UFL than Sal Canella. To the sideline and batted away from the target, Jontre Kirkland. Crowd grumbling for a flag. They're not going to get one yet as Darren Evans on the coverage. Quentin Dorman, he can't believe it.
Hoosier.
Here's the coverage, and this is what they were upset with. Kirkland, who had been hot in the first half of the season, he's absolutely getting interfered with. There's no doubt. But if you're Wade Phillips, this is not the time to throw your challenge. It's just the benefit of throwing your challenge right now. You would win. Make no mistake. That's interference. But the benefit right there, I don't think is worth it. You want to save that challenge for something more beneficial later in the game.
And 3rd and 9, and like a stone skipping across the pond, it's short of Kirkland, but a flag thrown from the back end. And Kirkland's going to get flagged.
Pass interference, number 13, offense. 3rd down.
Well, Kirkland,
the penalty is declined.
Almost certainly was frustrated with the previous play because he was certainly interfered with. So here's Kirkland now. He's going to run his route straight up the field. And there's the contact right there. And you can see he kind of extends and pushes and tries to get himself free and get some space. You can understand why Kirkland was so frustrated. He's got 61 targets, by the way, on the year, and his 40 catches lead the UFL, but he has been quiet tonight. 5 targets, only 2 catches for 19 yards.
And now Brad Wing on for the first time today to punt it away, and momentum has completely shifted in this game to Arlington. Punt takes a Brahmas bounce, and then it touches the fallen Renegade. Underneath the pile, I think he was able to secure that football trying to get out of the way, and Stephen Jones Jr. ends up with the ball. What a break for Arlington.
After it touched his shoulder, it just kind of rolled down into his chest. That's an incredible bounce for Arlington, as San Antonio would have been set up right near the goal line. Well, I tell you, this Renegades team, they're not going away. They scored to open the second half. They've got the ball. They're looking to cut into this lead of the Brahmas from San Antonio.
Today's game is sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. And by Pods. Save up to 25% on your move with Pods. Back in San Antonio, Arlington with the ball, and make it make sense. Last year versus this year, the numbers all say this is a much better offensive team than the one that won the XFL championship a year ago. Joel Klatt, you try to make it make sense, but last drive it made a little more sense because the last drive, the Renegades cashed in.
They went to South Canella. Obviously, Lindsey Scott, a big run there that was able to move the chains and get the ball down inside the 10-yard line, and then they converted with another great completion for a touchdown to South Canella. Now, this team offensively is better than what they were a year ago. Defensively, they are not quite what they were a year ago, and that was the evidence in the first half that we saw as San Antonio kind of went up and down the field. But a couple of stops here, and that last stop, that's a great stop for this Arlington team to put their offense back on the field and continue that rhythm that we see and have seen during the previous series.
Draw play to Smith. Smith across the 20 and gets 3 to the 21-yard line. Chuck Long's the offensive coordinator.
11. Z Bunch right. S Casper, Colt 3, X glance. Z Bunch right. S Casper, Colt 3, X glance.
Hey, let's go. Hey, Z Bunch right, F Casper, Colt 3, X glance. I'm ready. F Casper, Colt 3. Hey, no, Bunch. Get up, lady. Right your hook. Turn up.
2nd and 7. Smith once more. Up the middle with a flag down behind the play.
24 is the end of the run. We got hold 75 hold offense hold.
Holding 75 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Drew Samia with the hold.
And he's trying to cut down and get to that left side from his right guard spot, and he allows the defensive lineman to cross his face. And at that point, all he can do is hang on, grab across with his left arm. That's what the official sees.
762, Z poster, F swirl onto ready. 762. Yeah, we're the ball. Here we go.
Second and 17. Perez under pressure. Perez just tries to flip it towards the sideline after he got out of the pocket. Devion Smith was in the area, clearly trying to avoid the sack, and it's 3rd and long.
Well, that pass rush has been able to show up.
Quarterback was out of the pocket. The play is legal. 3rd down.
As Perez is trying to escape here, he's going to his left, and once he's outside of the pocket, he understands that all he needs to do is toss it across the line of scrimmage. What he was looking for is that flag late for roughing the passer, because he was thrown down what he felt like was late. And he didn't get the call.
You'd wonder if that would be a time you'd think about your super challenge. Not going to happen on 3rd and 17 as he checks it down. And Sal Cannella, trying to get running room, is stopped well short of a Renegade 1st down. Jordan Williams stays down after the hit.
Please reset the game clock to 7:45. 7:45.
You know, you bring up an interesting point about that super challenge. Now, we were watching that in slow motion, but Garrett Nelson, number 91 on that previous play, on 2nd down, when he threw the quarterback, Luis Perez, down, Perez turned to the official immediately and said, "You're not going to call that?" Kind of questioned the official, and you're right, Kev, with a super challenge in that position, with the score being what it is, needing to put together a drive, 20-9. That could have been a time for Bob Stoops to try for that super challenge.
We'll watch it again. Would this have risen to the level of roughing the passer on Garrett Nelson?
Well, you see, he throws the ball, and then there's 2 extra steps, and he throws him to the ground. Now, I think that's probably, if it goes to Dean in the command center, he probably puts on a foul at the end of that play.
Which would have, instead of being 3rd and 17, been a 1st down for Arlington, 15 yards from the line of scrimmage. Instead, no flag. They fall short on 3rd down, and Stevenson will scoot out of bounds for the Brahmas at the 32-yard line. Quentin Normandy and the San Antonio offense back to work, up 11.
Let's go into the U.S. Army Command Center. I'll bring in Dean Blandino. Dean, if Bob Stoops would have thrown the super challenge on that 2nd down of the last possession, would he have gotten the call here?
Good question. When we're looking at these, whether it's Mike or myself, we're trying to evaluate it. Would we tell the officials we want a flag down here? And on this one, the answer is yes. It's unnecessary. It's late. He throws Perez down to the ground. Had Coach Stoops challenged, I would have put the flag down. It would have been a roughing the passer.
Well, it would have been an interesting deal, because, Kev, you know, if Dean puts that on, let's say Stoops does that, and Dean puts that foul on, now it's a 1st down. You might still be on the field. And 20-9, the result of that play is basically that you're going to punt, and now San Antonio's back on the field.
And they find on 1st down Jontre Kirkland, who's not touched on the ground, so he gets up and gets extra yardage and gets a 1st down for the Brahmas, who are now quickly out to near midfield.
And listen, he might think to himself, I don't want to do that way deep in my own territory, and that's fine. And he doesn't have to throw the super challenge there, but it just is a great example as we see Dormady and McFarland and Latimer, everything that they've been able to do as offensive leaders. But it just is a great example of this unique nature of this league with that super challenge, of being able to extend a drive like that. You know, I find the rules in the UFL so intriguing, and that's certainly one of them.
Well, and for the super challenge, to me, it adds an extra layer of coaching savvy that you can implement at any time. I think it's a fascinating rule. I'd love to see it implemented elsewhere as well. I think it's one of the best things that we've seen in the UFL this year, and a free play now for Dormady. And he'll take advantage going deep down the sideline, looking for Kirkland, who's out of bounds. This will be offsides against the Renegades.
For 1st down. It's enough for a 1st down.
My bad, Jay. 42. Offside for 42 of the defense. This 5-yard penalty results in a 1st down.
All right, well, San Antonio in the 1st half, their success came getting the ball to McFarland out of the backfield. throwing the ball to him, and then Latimer, 5 catches, 110 yards. So if you're the Renegades, here's what you got to do. Your safeties have got to get down low in the box and try to take away Latimer over the middle of the field. Start to double team Latimer. That would be the near safety. And you've got to tackle McFarland. That's a great way to do it right there in the backfield.
That's an outstanding play by Story Jackson, who was able to knife in there and get him around the ankles before he could really get that steam moving forward.
Yeah, there's Jackson as the outside linebacker, and here he's able to just knife in there, like you said, unaccounted for on that blitz, and he's able to get the legs of McFarland. And I tell you, they've had a tough time tackling McFarland in the open field, but they're a great job of getting into the backfield and stopping him before he gets going.
Story Jackson used to be a defensive back, moved to linebacker when he got to Prairie View A&M, finished his career at Liberty, and on 2nd and 12, a short gain to the edge for Stevenson, and now A.J. Smith with a 3rd down play call for San Antonio.
Z-Uno, red Z-Uno, X drag right here. Cody, go post. Red Z-Uno.
Z-Uno. You got drag.
X drag here.
Red. You're staying in.
We got to double Cody Latimer. You heard him talking about Cody. Cody, you go to the post because he's expecting open coverage. So there's Latimer right there. You've got to bring this safety down and start to double team on that tight end.
They don't double. Instead, he goes to the sideline and looking for the flag, and finding it is Jontre Kirkland. Looked like he had only one arm free to try to come back and get that football with the coverage from Darren Evans.
Number 24.
Pass interference. 24 is the defense. This is a 15-yard penalty with an automatic first down.
Trying to get back to that back shoulder. You can see Evans just has a piece of that jersey. They're both fighting. Try to get back. There's some contact on both sides, but Normandy, after the last series in particular as well, because Kirkland felt like he was interfered with on the last series.
Blue F shoot.
And they finally get the call.
X corner. Moon.
I like this formation right here. This is when you get Latimer on a linebacker. They got the matchup.
Over the middle, and Latimer with the catch, his 6th of the afternoon.
Trips right, Chicago P2. Trips right, Bulls.
Trips right, Bulls, key 2. On Moon, ready? Ready, go.
First. A burst up the middle.
We're going strong right, Denver Wham. Strong right, Denver Wham.
Strong right, Denver Wham. On Moon, ready?
I feel like a mascot is the left, and then the city is the right. So it's Denver. They're going to try to bring this a wham right here, and they're going to bring this right there. There we go.
They saw your arrow, and John Lovett followed it and picks up the yardage on 1st down.
Get to the party.
Let's listen into A.J. Smith before the 2nd and 6 play. What's he want here from his quarterback in the red zone for the 3rd time today? They're 0 for 2 in the red zone.
This is when you got to.
Broncos, Denver line up arc. Yeah, he's got sweep Denver line up arc. Get it go.
Ace right, Ace jet. Timeout.
Play clock was down to 3. That
timeout.
was a little slow getting in from the sidelines, and Quentin Normandy had to call timeout.
Yeah, that's exactly right. One of the tools you can use as a play caller is just getting the call to your quarterback as early as possible so that he can operate the system on the field. What you don't want to do is force your quarterback to be rushed because you get the call to him late.
All this stuff they're doing up front, we get it out wide. Ace left.
Joel, it's been a real nice bounce-back day for Quinn Dormady after a real disappointing game personally for him last week as Kevin Hogan came in and closed it out with the win.
I couldn't agree more. You know, he started off pretty, I would say, solid in that game, but then the finish just wasn't there. He was one of his last 11, and he's come out today and played much better throughout the entirety of the game.
Ready. Turnovers have been such a problem this year. Clean football today for Dormady. 2nd and 7, the flip on the jet sweep to Cooper Williams. Not much there. Well defended by Arlington. As before 3rd down, we check in with Jake Butt.
Yeah, guys, and just to continue that quarterback conversation, one thing to note here is San Antonio may get Chase Garbers back as soon as next week. Not a for sure thing, but he's working out and getting healthy. So as they come down the stretch of this season and fight for playoff positioning, they may end up getting their starting quarterback back.
That'll be an interesting choice for Wade Phillips. You know, if Dormady continues to play well, where he's going to go as far as quarterback goes into the postseason.
3rd and 4. Dormady. Oh, what a pass. Finds Latimer. Flags all over the field, but a touchdown for the Brahmas.
Pass interference, number 13, offense. 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
You get Kirkland here, and Kirkland, they're trying to get a mesh concept where Kirkland's going to go across the ball, and then you're going to get reciprocal action, and he just goes in and right away he just throws a block. There's no effort to be a receiver there. He goes in and just screens him as if it's a basketball play. Listen, you can't be Nikola Jokic inside the 10-yard line on a football field. You know, this is not pick and roll, and you see both of those flags come out.
And unlike in the NBA where they're dealing with game 7, this is game 8.
You're challenging that there was no offensive pass interference by number 13. Got it.
So the super challenge is coming out.
I got you, Frank.
San Antonio is challenging the ruling of offensive pass interference.
All right, so we're looking at initially 13. The contact occurs beyond the line of scrimmage. That's number 1. And he really just goes out and seeks out the defender. It's not the biggest contact in the world, but he's got to run a route. He's got to avoid that. Last piece, does the ball cross the line of scrimmage? It does. The ball was snapped 12.5, and so it's first touched at the 11. Go to the end zone shot just to make sure, but we do have contact by right there. He's initiating that contact. Okay, so we do have OPI. Frank, after the ruling on the field stands, it was offensive pass interference.
After reviewing the play, the call for offensive pass interference stands. San Antonio is charged with their 2nd timeout of the half and may not challenge for the remainder of the game. 3rd down.
Yeah, I fully agree with Dean there, and he said something in that description, which, by the way, just having these officials and the microphones on, it's just a breath of fresh air here in the UFL. But Kevin and Jake, the key there was he made no effort to run a route. He went in seeking contact, and so it doesn't matter if the contact is egregious or not. That's offensive pass interference.
Joel, it wasn't necessary either.
That's right.
You know, it was totally not needed. You know, we're taught as pickers in that situation to push vertical, but then avoid contact just to avoid that exact scenario. It wasn't necessary.
And by the way, Jake, the defender was just staring at him. So it's not even like he was going to defend that crossing route, and now they take a sack. And this field goal attempt is going to be way backed up with some pressure from Arlington. And Arlington now all of a sudden feeling themselves on defense as they get that OPI. And now all of a sudden, here we go with a little bit of a stunt, and you get the stunt around, and you get Dormady down to the ground. And the Brahmas are moving backwards.
Henry St. Amour, 2.5 sacks on the season. That sack pushes the Brahmas back, and now Santoso on for a 48-yard field goal try. And Santoso's kick is no good. He missed it wide to the right.
Field goal attempt is no good. The ball will be placed at the spot of the kick. First down.
3 red zone trips, 2 made field goals, 1 missed field goal. And San Antonio comes up empty on a very promising drive. Santoso can't connect from 48. The Renegades, plenty of life in the Alamo City. Welcome back to the UFL, presented by the U.S. Army. Brahmas with a 20-9 lead. Joel Klatt, a real promising start for San Antonio. Last drive ended with a thud.
Yeah, it really did. And let's go back to that pick play, because you're going to try to get a pick here, and you're going to try to get the route coming across this way. But if you're John Terry Kirkland, that defender is looking at you, not even the other crosser. So he didn't need to initiate contact. He doesn't need his hands up. All he's got to do is run through that area, and he's going to open up the zone for his teammate, and it's going to be open there anyways. And Jake Butt, you were exactly right. That coaching point there, you can't initiate contact if you're Kirkland.
First down and 10. Arlington takes over at their 38-yard line. Down by 11 late in the third. And Canella with the catch on first down.
Joel, you're taught that's a pick play, you know, and really that's for man coverage. So you're taught you want to affect the guy in man coverage, but that's zone. And really, you just want to get across the field to open up that zone exactly to your point so Cody Lattimore can catch it and turn upfield. It was completely unnecessary, and I think that's the devastating part for San Antonio.
Yeah, and then they compounded that mistake by throwing an emotional challenge. You know, and that's where it becomes worse, because they burn a timeout and the challenge. You know, I think Wade Phillips, if he would have gotten a better look at that, he would have said exactly what you and I were talking about. Because my first look at that, I'm like, absolutely, that's offensive pass interference. It was not a difficult call for Dean. And I think the emotional aspect of getting a touchdown called back almost baited his head coach, Wade Phillips, into throwing that challenge. So now we've seen a situation, guys, and this is what's so fascinating about this league. We've seen a situation where we think that Arlington probably should have and would have won a challenge, didn't throw it, and then San Antonio, that they did throw a challenge, shouldn't have, and lost the challenge. The strategy in this league is so unique, and it really is interesting to watch.
Keep an eye on this, by the way. Jake Lucina just walked off the field. New center in for this snap, Cameron Hunt, on 3rd and 2. Good snap to Perez. He'll throw for the first down. The catch is made by Deontay Burnett to the Brahmas 45 as the quarter comes to a close. San Antonio trying to clinch a playoff spot. Arlington trying to play spoiler in San Antonio. The fourth quarter straight ahead on Fox. Welcome back to the UFL, presented by the U.S. Army. 1 quarter to go in San Antonio. The Brahmas trying to close out a playoff berth. If they win, they are in. DC Defenders and their fans, big Arlington Renegades fans in this fourth quarter. If Arlington can rally in the fourth and steal the win, DC remains in the playoff picture going into week 9 next week. And in the second half, much better third quarter for Arlington. Held San Antonio off the scoreboard. Now their offense needs to put points on the board again.
Hey, right here.
We're good. 10 at the 45.
Terrible, sit up.
Luis Perez, and off to Devion Smith. And Smith maybe a yard to the 44. Chuck Long with the play call on second down.
11. Let's go. Wristband 12. 12.
Let's go. Hey, trill right A. H buzz. Cut. 353. Huber. F hit. X smoke. Until ready. Slant. Look for my signal. Here we go. Terrible, sit up.
2nd and 9. Perez on the swing to Smith, and again, the Brahmas defense right there, stacking him up. Not much on the ground. Back to the play call from Chuck Long on third.
11. Dixie right. 63. F swirl wide pivot. Dixie right. 63. F swirl wide pivot.
Hey, Dixie right. 63. F swirl wide pivot. On turn, ready? Hey, go. Look for my signal. Yes, through. Let it go. Here we go. Get out quick if you can.
3 for 8 on third down. On third and 8, three-man rush. Perez finds Cannella. Did he get enough? To the 35, it's a first down just inside the 35-yard line.
This is a really strong throw from Perez because he's going to get this hook route right here, and there's a lot of traffic. He knows he wants to go to Cannella. There's Brahmas all over him, and that ball comes to that outside shoulder, and Cannella is able to grab it and get the first down.
And the drive stays alive, down 11 early in the fourth. Brahmas showing pressure. Perez, the handoff to Smith, away from that pressure. Smith with a good run inside the 25 and close to another Arlington first down.
Dixie, dodge 4.
Hey, dodge 4, dodge 4. Here we go. Hey, dodge 4, dodge 4. Here we go.
Dixie, dodge 4.
Dodge 4, dodge 4. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Say it's a first down. First and 10. He got the first just inside the 25. Perez floats it down the sideline for the end zone, in and out of the hands of Javonte Payton. He
gets the one-on-one that he wants. Here's Javonte Payton on the outside, and he gets the one-on-one with Corey Mayfield. Mayfield has been targeted quite a bit today, and he's got to win. And this is a pretty good ball right there, and Payton just goes up with one hand to try to get that and fights off with the offhand. You can see Mayfield got in there to break it away. That's pretty good coverage right there, and gets away with that contact right before the ball arrives. That would be the time for the super challenge right now. If I'm Bob Stoops, I'm calling it because that affected his ability to catch the ball.
First time out of the half, Arlington.
So Arlington uses the timeout. Does this give Bob Stoops time to think about dropping that super challenge flag that you talked about?
Listen, this is when it comes to pass interference, it's about the defense hindering the ability of the offensive player to catch the ball. And that right hand made contact and prevented the left arm from going up. Dean, what would you say if Stoops threw the challenge right now?
This is an interesting one because we want to watch this at full speed. We talk about bang-bang plays, and I agree. In slow motion, you can see that arm make contact initially, but at full speed, does it truly raise to the level of defensive pass interference? And as I watch it at full speed, I don't want our officials to call it on the field. Don't want to add it in replay.
Yeah, so Stoops is going to rightly go with it and just second down here. But again, guys, I'm telling you, the more I call these games, the more that the super challenge to me is just like the great X factor of the entire game.
It's such a change in strategy. I love that extra strategic edge it could provide you. Second and 10. Perez will step up away from pressure, and as he gets up in the pocket, he flips it toward Cannella. Did it get across the line of scrimmage? He had Cannella in the area.
Perez just is a touch late with this ball.
The play was legal. Number 80 was in the area of the pass.
He wants to try to get that seam behind Cannella, but as soon as the linebacker has any depth, that ball's got to come out to the linebacker the tight end right away on his off shoulder. Look at all that space Cannella had outside, but that ball's got to come out right away on the break. If he doesn't, the rush collapses, and he's able to just get it off and save the sack and prevent that lost yardage by flipping it in the direction of his tight end.
Garrett Nelson's been close to a couple of sacks today for the Brahmas. Third and 10. Play clock under 3. Perez gets the snap off in time. Here comes pressure up the middle. They set up the screen to Smith. Smith steps through contact at the 20, and Smith has the first down just inside the 15-yard line.
What a good run after the catch. by Smith. Davion Smith, who has been really good for them over the last couple of weeks running the football. Had 100 yards last week, and he was right there as you see our first down cam.
Hey, we're good, we're good.
Well, he's short. He's just short by that spot at the 15-yard line.
Dog 5, dog 5, dog 5, dog 5, hey.
4th and 1. Short by 30 inches, and a challenge is coming for Bob Stoops to challenge that spot.
Challenge the spot.
Arlington.
Dean is looking at it. He's going to pick the challenge up. So you don't have no challenge. They're looking.
Okay.
So, Frank, we have the ball on the 15, correct? That's the spot.
Yes. Short of the line to gain.
Yeah. Let me, yeah.
We're going to move the ball. We're going to put it just a ball length beyond the 15, and then we can measure.
Let me see that.
Will he get his timeout back after this?
No, I was.
Yeah, there's no timeout. This is a command center review. We're going to put the ball just beyond the 15.
Where we at right now?
And then then we'll let you know what True Line says. We're just going to move it up. There you go.
Yes or no? No.
Timeout for a measurement. Arlington is not charged with their second timeout. Game was stopped.
Did we get it or no?
And a measurement.
He said no already? Where does he want right now?
Is one ball length enough for the first down? True Line had it 30 inches short. They're adjusting the spot right now.
Hey, do we not have a play?
Dean Blandino was doing this from the command center regardless of Bob Stoops' challenge. So this is just correcting the spot from replay. Now they're measuring to see if that spot is a first down.
All right, go. It's short.
I cannot hear him. I cannot hear him.
You heard Bob Stoops letting us know that it is short and they're still going to go.
Nope. Ding. Hold on.
13 inches short.
78 and 56 are reporting as eligible.
Get you back in the box, but if you need us, just go down.
Hold on, hurry up. Hey, we're gonna go on one, okay? On one. I right hip, buzz.
7 offensive linemen on the field for Arlington. 2 tight ends and a 225-pound running back. And now a stoppage.
What happened?
You're saying.
All right. So if they're not bunched all in there.
Warning for moving the ball forward.
Can we dry that? Can we dry it? It's wet. Dry it.
Play clock
I would
stays where
just
it is.
choose not to.
Right here.
So the center got warned for moving the ball.
We're not resetting it. You got 11 seconds when I blow.
Okay, hey, moon.
Here we go.
Yes. Moon.
Not resetting the play clock, so 11 on the play clock. And it runs.
180. What's the hook?
It's Smith working. Does he have enough with that surge, or did the Brahmas get the stop? It looks like they stopped him short.
The ball over.
That was the first. I got that. And I put the ball out.
Smith says he's got it.
Yeah.
That is a first.
Yeah, he definitely got the ball over.
First. I put the ball
Look
out.
at it. He definitely got it over.
That's a first.
Yeah.
It's a first, huh?
Let's do another. Go. That's short.
Let's go. Hey, come on.
And it is Brahmas' ball, short of the first down.
Throwing, Arlington was short, line the game. Turnover on downs. Timeout.
Davion Smith thought he got enough, but the surge from the Brahmas holds him short of the line to gain. He stretched at the end, but Wade Phillips' defense stands tall.
I'll let you know when we have them.
Welcome back. The challenge from Bob Stoops.
After reviewing the play, the ruling of the runner short of the line to gain stands. Arlington is charged with their second timeout of the half and lose the ability to challenge for the remainder of the game. It's 1st and 10 for San Antonio.
Well, here's that power play. They're trying to pull that backside guard, but I tell you, what an amazing job by Kayvon Patton. And Savon Patton comes in there, number 99, and you are taught to get on the hip with the puller. So as the guard starts to pull over to the right side, Patton gets in his hip, and now he's in the backfield and initiates contact. And once you slow down the momentum of the runner, it is over for the offense. That's a great job up front of playing technically sound football. Patton blowing up that play before it can even get started. And Jake, you know that being a tight end, you're up there, you're running that power play. When those defensive players know and they get upfield, it's impossible to run that play.
Joel, they say the #1 thing, the coaching point up front, is you cannot allow penetration on power. That is the most imperative thing. So as soon as that happens, especially in a short yardage situation, the play's over.
2nd and 8. Oh, McFarland over the middle. McFarland is elusive. He's got tremendous speed. He ran out of real estate, but another giant play to Anthony McFarland. What a difference he's made today, returning from that shoulder injury, 28 yards on this reception.
Well, what I love is that they're getting the matchup that they want. And so when they get the matchup that they want, they're exploiting that. They get one-on-one with McFarland on the linebacker. And as the linebacker is trying to get out in coverage, Schooler just can't cover him in that much space. They're trying to play 2 safeties back, and there's too much space in the middle of the field. We've seen them now with Cody Latimer take advantage of that space, and there with McFarland.
Back to the ground game, and Lovett squirts across midfield and into Renegades territory at the 49.
Now's the time you want to put together just a nice lengthy drive and extend this lead. If you're San Antonio, it's a 2-possession game right now. You want to make it a 3-possession game as best you can. A lengthy drive, 4 or 5 minutes, put this ball in the end zone, and you're punching your ticket to the postseason in all likelihood.
8.5 minutes away from a playoff berth for the Brahmas.
Ready, go.
2nd down and 5. Play action, pulls it out quickly, gives it up to Kirkland. Kirkland down at the 41 with a Brahmas 1st down.
I tell you, McFarland has been special today. And you'd think like you got to look at his rushing yards, and that doesn't blow you away, only 18. But look at what he has done as a pass catcher. 3 catches for those 117 yards. 135 total yards, a couple of touchdowns.
Hey, send it,
and really,
send it,
guys, it's been his ability to break tackles and his elusiveness in space that has made him special for this offense.
Ready, go.
Coupled with that Brahmas defense, that's a dangerous team that pulls it in on a playoff berth here today as Morgan Ellison is stacked up in the backfield at the 42.
Yeah, what we've seen out of that defense for San Antonio is a defense that doesn't make mistakes. You know, we've seen some poor tackling or the opportunity for San Antonio to break tackles from the Arlington perspective, and opposite of that, the Brahmas defense have tackled incredibly well. You know, they haven't gashed this Renegades team on the ground, but it has been the secondary missing tackles, the yards after the catch. That's really been where San Antonio has excelled.
2nd and 11. Gormity. Pass tipped as it came out, and McFarland unable to pull it in. So now 3rd and 11. 6:59 to go in the 4th, and A.J. Smith's got to come up with something here for this Brahmas offense.
Throw it to number 3.
Hey, go back. Hey, we're going to go. Bunch right, Z in motion. Right check, lead, Z drive. Bunch right, Z in motion. Right check, lead, Z drive. Here we go.
Z drive. Out, out, out. Yeah, white check, lead.
Yeah, you got the ball.
For the last 4 on 3rd down. This is a tough one, 3rd and 11. Gormity. Wide. He missed his target there, John Trey Kirkland. And it's 4th and 11. Oh, now we've got a little pushing and shoving after the play, and a flag comes out.
That's safety.
Well, there's the motion, there's the drive, but look at Latimer. Latimer is working across the field, number 3, and he's going to come across
after the play
at about 10 yards.
Unnecessary roughness, number 50 of the defense.
Oh, my.
What's the result?
1st and 10. Incomplete pass. It's 4th down.
Okay, so after the play, we're going to have a 1st down. Unnecessary roughness, number 50 of the defense.
Hey, come here.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, for 50 of the defense. The 15-yard penalty, an automatic 1st down.
What a critical error for Arlington.
It really is, and really no reason for it either. Willie Taylor just lined up. There's a bunch of pushing and shoving, and the flag comes out.
Johnson!
Hard to see exactly what was going on there before the flag came out.
Spread right. Broncos, key one.
But instead of San Antonio being forced to make a decision on 4th and long, they get a 1st down, a fresh set of downs, and they can run more clock.
Moon, ready, go.
From the 27, Brahmas buried in the backfield. Taylor frustrated. He knows that was a critical error.
That was Davion Smith and Luis Perez over there trying to dodge his helmet.
Left, blue F shoot, fence X post. On
you
the
dodge a helmet, you can dodge a ball.
Blue F.
Wrench as well.
Ready, go.
San Antonio trying to win their way to the playoffs. Arlington was trying to throw a wrench into those plans, but so far the Brahmas have been up to the challenge as this one's inside the 20 and down near a 1st down at the 19-yard line.
I've been impressed with this offense all day long. San Antonio, their quarterback, Quentin Dormady, has had a really solid day. 17 of 24 so far, and now he's over 320 yards at this point, couple of touchdowns.
Trip left, blue F option, dog X corner. Trip right, blue F option, dog X corner.
Blue F option,
X corner.
dog. Moon, ready, go.
Quentin Dormady, how he's responded to what was an adverse week last week personally. Dormady under pressure, and McFarland dropped it. That was a well-thrown ball by Dormady, and McFarland can't believe it.
And they had it in a one-on-one situation, too. Again, every time he's in one-on-one against a linebacker, they are targeting McFarland because of that explosiveness. And this is a beautiful throw under some duress from the quarterback, Quentin Dormady, and certainly a ball that McFarland knows that he's got to catch. He would have had the line to gain, and now San Antonio's got to settle for the field goal.
With that penalty, they were able to run off about 2 more minutes of game clock by keeping that drive alive. This from 38 for Santoso, and it's no good.
Wow.
Santoso missed from 48 earlier, now wide right from 38. And Arlington still with life. 20-9. Can the Renegades pull this out late in San Antonio?
I get those goosebumps every.
Today's game is sponsored by Snickers. Snickers satisfies. And by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza.
You can't, you got to be able to sneak the ball. Their backers are just waiting to flow, and everyone just dives in there. We can't kick anyone out. It makes no sense.
You still thinking about that 4th down play, Joel?
Yeah, this was that 4th down play. They're trying to run the power play, but it just takes too long to develop. And there's no threat of, any sort of play action. And so he wants to sneak. And that's something that we'll keep in our hip pocket if they get into that same situation. But I tell you, what a stop from the defense. And guys, Arlington's defense has come out and pitched a shutout in this second half and given their team at least a chance And at 20-9, it's a 2-possession game, but with 4:17 left, they still have the 4th and 12 option. If they can go get a score, they can get the ball right back.
And to the sideline on first down, and a first down to Tyler Vaughns. That's the onside kick option that you talk about, Joel. If you are behind in the 4th quarter, tied or behind, you can eschew the onside kick and run 4th and 12 from the 28 to keep possession.
Let's go. Here we go.
So first down and 10 at the 39.
Turbo, sit up.
Perez to the right side for Canella, who reverses his field, and Canella stacked up with the 48-yard line, about a yard shy of the first down, 3:35 to go in the 4th.
And you can't be in too much of a rush if you are Luis Perez and try to get all of this back right away, because the defense is going to get depth, and the holes in this defense will be in those intermediate zones for the slot players, namely Sal Canella.
2nd and 1, Perez. Quick to the outside, and Vaughns gets the first down to midfield.
That's a better call inside of 2 minutes than it is outside of 2 minutes, because inside of 2 minutes the clock stops on a first down. Outside of 2 minutes you just traded 3 yards for 30 seconds, which is not a good proposition.
Here we go.
And as the clock runs down, you start to think about when do you get into field goal range, and do you kick it earlier than you normally would to save time. To the sideline through the fingertips of Javonte Payton, rather.
Payton has had a few chances today, not been able to haul him in. This one would have been a tough catch, but certainly one hitting him in the hands that he's got to make. Again, would have given them a first down, and that's several today for Payton, at least 3 that have been catchable, to say the least. And take a look at
Here we go, let's go.
Garibay kicked the 62-yarder in college, so he's got the leg.
Open, and finding the open man, Perez hooking up with Deontay Burnett. Can they get one more play before the 2-minute warning?
Hey. 63.
Trying to steal a play here.
Not going to get a snap hit. Oh, that is a huge mistake. That is a huge mistake.
This is the 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning. Luis Perez connecting with Deontay Burnett. Some drama late in San Antonio. Arlington putting pressure on.
20-9, San Antonio with the lead, but Arlington driving here. And now at the 2-minute warning, Bob Stoops has got a decision to make. With the 4th and 12 alternate kickoff option in his pocket, when does he decide to just take a field goal? Scoring inside of a minute doesn't really help you here. So I think he's got to put a benchmark, guys, on this drive and say, if we don't score by, let's call it a minute 25, then I'm running my field goal kicker out there. So he's got a couple of plays here to play with before he's going to go kick a field goal and then take his roll the dice with a 4th and 12.
They have not done an alternate kickoff in Arlington all year long. That 4th and 12 play. Perez going up top for Canella, and a flag is thrown. Coverage from Jordan Mosley, the UFL's tackle leader, as Perez got hit as he threw.
Defense number 23.
23, 5 yards, auto first. Prior to the pass, holding, number 23, the defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
5 seconds for 5 yards.
Yeah, but this is the right idea, because they're trying to attack either a seam or into the corner. Canella is trying to get back to the corner, and he gets grabbed right there. Absolutely the right call. You got to have another play that's going to do the same thing, which is going to attack either the seams or the corner of the defense. I love the formation they're coming out with right here. You've got Canella inside on the 3 receiver side. There he is, and you can get a one-on-one in the middle of the field.
See, Perez is looking that direction. He is to start. He finds Canella at the 10, up the sideline. Canella down at the 5. Clock will stop as it's 1st and goal.
Triple left.
They're doing exactly what they need to do, which is score a quick touchdown, give themselves that option for the 4th and 12 with some time, and save that timeout. If they can get a score here by about a minute 30, then they've got a real shot in that next series.
First down and goal. Perez. Pressure. And Perez has to get rid of this football. That pressure coming right at him from Wyatt Ray.
Hold up. You want cash? Got cash. What? You got triple up.
Does it change your calculus, Joel, at second and goal about when you'd kick a field goal as close as you are to a touchdown?
Again, for me, it's about the time, right? So I need to throw this ball into the end zone so that, one, it's either a touchdown or it's an incompletion and the clock stops. So can I get 2 more play calls? Yes, I can by that minute 20, minute 18. But I got to get this play called right now.
The snap with 1 on the play clock. Throws it to the back left corner of the end zone, and it's incomplete. He wanted Deontay Burnett. 1:26 to go, and it's 3rd and goal.
Now you can still take another shot into the end zone. Cannot take a sack here. You would have to burn the timeout in order to go kick the field goal. So Perez has got to know that this ball has got to leave his hands. Because of that, I would pressure here if I'm San Antonio, guys. I would blitz him and force him to make a quick throw that he doesn't want to.
Here we go.
He's got Canella in the slot to the top of your screen on 3rd and goal. Perez backpedaling, throwing back in the end zone, finds the open man. It's Javonte Payton, and the Renegades put 6 on the board.
And they get the touchdown by that minute 20 mark that I was talking about. You set a benchmark, and they did it, and they get the touchdown. Now they'll go for 2. And Perez with an outstanding series. First of all, he's got Payton initially and misses him right there. But then watch as he continues across the back end of the end zone, and then he finds him when he comes open a second time, and there's Payton, secures it for a touchdown.
Triple right.
5th touchdown grab of the year for Payton. This is so big because then a field goal obviously puts you in a tie situation, converting on the alternate kickoff.
Go. Hey, right here. Here we go. Terrible tonight.
The try for 2. Pressure. Perez throwing. Tipped and incomplete. A 5-point game in San Antonio. Alternate kickoff likely coming up for the Renegades. And it matters because they got the touchdown on the board. A chance to get the ball right back. The Renegades down by 5. There are 2 options in the UFL. You can do the traditional onside kick from the 20-yard line, but the more amenable option is the one that Arlington has chosen. A 4th and 12 scrimmage play from their own 28-yard line. If you get first down, you retain possession. If you fall short, San Antonio takes over wherever that play ends. And for the Brahmas, this matters so much because a win and they clinch a playoff spot, and they could still clinch the #1 seed if they win out.
And with 1 timeout, Arlington has to get this. If they don't get this, the game is over. They won't be able to stop the clock. San Antonio can take it.
40-yard line. 4th and 12 to keep the football. Perez needs the 40. Pressure comes. Steps away. In trouble. Sacked. Brahmas are going to the playoffs. Prince Emili, 3.5 sacks on the year. None bigger than that one.
What a pass rush with only 3 guys rushing. And the reason Perez has to hold the ball is because the coverage is all just sitting right out here. There's nowhere to go with the ball, so he's got to hold on to it, and then the pass rush is able to get there. It's an excellent job by Wyatt Ray, number 9. He was initially in there as well. Patton is in there. Tell you, Emili finally gets the sack, but that is a 3-man rush and some serious pressure put on Luis Perez. And they picked the right time to get after the quarterback. I tell you what, a 3-man rush to get there to go to the playoffs. That says a lot about the effort of those guys up front for Wade Phillips.
And the first tackle of the day for Prince Emili. Not a bad time for it. And for Luis Perez and for Arlington, Joel, another close, disappointing loss in a season marked with those.
First go. Ready, go.
Dormady will take the knee. The clock will continue to run. The clock will run out. And the San Antonio Brahmas are playoff bound. 20-15 the final. And San Antonio has clinched the XFL Conference's final playoff berth.
Yeah, good job. Guys, you guys keep playing. Yeah, it's getting harder and harder.
And Quentin Dormady, Joel, a terrific bounce-back game for the Brahmas quarterback today after seeing his game end early last week with some turnover struggles. 320 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no picks today. The sack to end it, sending the Brahmas to the postseason. More post-game coverage right after this on Fox. San Antonio 20, Arlington 15. The Brahmas are playoff bound. In a couple of weeks, they'll be in the playoffs in the XFL Conference. Our players of the game presented by Simply Spiked, and a couple of offensive stars today, Quentin Dormady and Anthony McFarland for the Brahmas.
Dormady was fantastic, obviously, but a big part of that was the fact that Anthony McFarland was back in the lineup. First game back since week 3, 12 touches, 136 yards, including the first big one. In the first series of the game, Dormady checks it down to McFarland on the outside. He takes it 52 yards for a touchdown, and it set the entire wheels in motion for the Brahmas and a win today.
And a look at the updated standings. Birmingham and Michigan are headed to the postseason in the USFL Conference. St. Louis and San Antonio. Still a lot to decide in the XFL Conference. Who's going to get home field for that playoff game? Means a lot, especially with St. Louis and that fan base that the Battlehawks have. Once again, our final score, 20-15. Brahmas clinch a playoff spot over Arlington. We'll be back next weekend for the penultimate week of the UFL regular season. For Joel Klatt, Jake Button, our entire Fox Sports crew, I'm Kevin Kugler. So long from San Antonio.